amigos, welcome back to Clase de Español with Señora Baez. Today is January 6th, and I had already read to you the book of the Three Kings, so I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Today's content is going to be, we're going to learn about the weather, or el clima, the days of the week, los días de la semana, how to talk about the weather, and Argentina, the new country that we're learning about. I really hope that you enjoyed today's class. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me. Gracias. Enjoy. Okay, amigos, so here is what we're doing today. We're reviewing el clima, the weather, los días de la semana, the days of the week, and we're starting culture lessons on Argentina. Now, over on this side, you'll see these phrases. Let's go over them together. Read it with me. Hoy es. That means today is. Ayer fue. That means yesterday was. Mañana será. That means tomorrow will be. And over here we have hoy está. That means today is, but we're talking about weather. So the difference is when you're talking about the day, you say hoy es. And when you're talking about the weather, you say hoy está. Here we go. El clima y los días. The weather and the days of the week. Okay, let's read this together. Sol. That's the sun. When it's sunny, we say está soleado. Or hace sol. Let's read those one more time. Está soleado. Or hace sol. Very good. Nubes. Nubes are clouds. If the clouds are out covering the sun, or if it's very cloudy, you say está nublado. That means it's cloudy. Or hay nubes. There's clouds out. Lluvia, rain. Lluvia is rain. Está lloviendo. One more time. Está lloviendo. That means it's raining. And llueve means it's raining right now. Llueve. Next. Viento. Viento is wind. If it's windy, you say two ways. There's two ways to say it's windy. Está ventoso. Or hace viento. Nieve. Snow. Está nevando. One more time. Está nevando. It's snowing. Or cae nieve. Snow's falling. Hace mal tiempo. Mal means bad. The weather is bad. Hace mal tiempo. There's bad weather. Hace buen tiempo. The weather's good. There's good weather. Hace buen tiempo. There's good weather. El partido de fútbol fue cancelado por la lluvia. Partido means game and football is soccer. So what happened? The soccer game was cancelado, canceled por la lluvia, due to rain. A mi perro no le gusta la lluvia. Let's read it one more time. A mi perro no le gusta la lluvia. We know perro means dog. Gustar is to like. My dog no le gusta, does not like lluvia, rain. A mi perro le gusta la lluvia. My dog likes lluvia, rain. Cancelaron el evento por mal tiempo. Cancelaron is to cancel. El evento, the event, por mal tiempo, because there was bad weather. Vamos is to go or let's go. Al parque porque hace mucho sol. You already know hace sol means it's sunny. So what is the sentence saying? We're going, or let's go, al parque, to the park, because it is very sunny. Hace viento en Chicago. Hace viento, it is windy in Chicago. Okay, let's read the sentence together. Kiara tiene clases de ballet los lunes. What day does Kiara have ballet classes? Lunes is Monday. Let's read it in Spanish one more time. Kiara tiene las clases de ballet los lunes. Kiara has ballet classes on Mondays. Eduardo tiene clases de arte los viernes. What day does Eduardo have art class? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Viernes is Friday. Let's read it together one more time. Eduardo tiene clases de arte los viernes. Los domingos, la familia Hernández visita la iglesia. Los domingos, la familia Hernández visita la iglesia. What day does the Hernandez family visit church? Los domingos is Sunday, or Sundays. Vamos a Chick-fil-A el martes. Vamos a Chick-fil-A el martes. What day are we going to Chick-fil-A? Martes is Tuesday. Martes is Tuesday. So on this example, we have the following. Hoy es martes. Today is Tuesday. Ayer fue lunes. Therefore, yesterday was Monday. Mañana será miércoles. And tomorrow will be Wednesday. Hoy está soleado. What is the weather on that Tuesday? Sunny. Hoy es lunes. What day is it? Monday. Ayer fue domingo. Ayer, yesterday, was domingo, Sunday. Mañana será martes. Tomorrow will be Tuesday. Hoy está frío y nublado. Today is cold and cloudy. Hoy es sábado. Today is Saturday. Ayer fue viernes. Yesterday was Friday. Y mañana será domingo. And tomorrow will be Sunday. Hoy está lluvioso. Hoy está lluvioso. What's the weather on el sábado? Rainy. Last one. Hoy es miércoles. Today is Wednesday. Ayer fue martes. Yesterday was Tuesday. Y mañana será jueves. Tomorrow will be Thursday. El miércoles, on Wednesday, how's the weather? Hoy está nevando y frío. Nevando is snowing and cold. Okay, so I'm outside of Horizon, and it's actually really cold. I'm very chilly, but I brought my weather bear, and we're going to get him ready to come to school. So it's cold and sunny. So the first thing he's going to need is pants. So here's some pantalones. Say the word with me. Pantalones. And I'm going to put those on him, and I'm going to ask a couple questions. Are the pantalones short or are they long? They're long. So we're going to say these are pantalones largos. Say it again. Pantalones largos. Then he needs a shirt. And let's see, who can tell me ¿de qué color es la camisa del oso? ¿La camisa es roja? ¿Sí o no? No es roja. La camisa es amarilla. Then he needs zapatos, shoes. So because it's so chilly, he can wear boots. And in Spanish, boots is a cognate. That means it is spelled similar and it is also said similar. So this is botas. Botas. And the last thing he's going to need is a hoodie to stay warm. We call those abrigo. Abrigo. So he has abrigo, camisa, pantalones, botas. One more time. Abrigo, camisa, pantalones, botas. I recommend you review this a couple times, rewind a little bit, so you can practice while you're getting dressed. Camisa, pantalones, abrigo, botas. And he's ready to go. Adios. That is all for weather. Now we are going to move on to culture. Okay, so now that we have learned about the weather and practiced the days of the week, we are going to talk about Argentina. Or in English, we call it Argentina. Argentina is down here in South America. The capital is Buenos Aires. Repeat after me, Buenos Aires. The landforms in Argentina are 5 different landforms. So the landforms are far northeast, the plain, the pampas, which are the plains, the plateau of Patagonia, that stretches to Tierra del Fuego, which is at the very bottom of Argentina, and the Andes Mountains. The Pampas is one of the largest fertile plains in the world. It covers almost 1/3 of Argentina's land area. Major rivers in Argentina are Colorado, Negro, Paraguay, Paraná, Salado, and Uruguay. The Uruguay and Paraná flow together before meeting the Atlantic Ocean, and they form the basin of Rio de la Plata. Some cool attractions in Argentina are the following. The Iguazu Falls, which are these above me. They're taller than the Niagara Falls. It's twice as wide with 275 cascades spread in a horseshoe shape. It's located on the border of Brazil and Argentina. The Iguazu Falls was caused by a volcanic eruption which left a large crack in the earth. Iguazu Falls is divided by many islands into separate waterfalls. One is best known as the Devil's Throat. The Andes Mountains. So here in the map, the Andes Mountains range is the dark area right here on the map. And we'll be studying Peru, and they have a lot of mountains. But this range stretches along Argentina's western border. There's lots of small mountain towns like San Martín de los Heres. So on the left is where all the mountains are. When you go east in Argentina, it's mostly where the plains will be located, or what they call Las Pampas, which is where the gauchos lived. And we'll learn about gauchos after this. There are a lot of small towns. A 3,000-mile road runs from Argentina's northern border to Bolivia in the south. This road reaches 16,000 feet above sea level and crosses 18 major rivers. And these are some of the mountains, as you can see. Buenos Aires, the capital, is a very large city, and it has monuments and a lot of traffic circles because it's designed like some European cities are. It hosts numerous festivals, like the 9-day Buenos Aires Tango Festival. Approximately 3 million people live just in the city of Buenos Aires. The Valdez Peninsula. The Valdez Peninsula is an important nature reserve known for its unique animals. such as penguins, whales. On the coastline, there are sea lions, elephant seals, and from October through March, there are penguins. Whales can be found May through December. Metropolitan Cathedral. The cathedral is the main Catholic temple in Buenos Aires. It was constructed in 1745. The Metropolitan Cathedral has the ashes of General José de San Martín, who was a liberator of Argentina. So before Argentina was its own country, the Spaniards had conquered it. So Spain owned the land and everything. And thanks to José de San Martín, they were able to become their own country. Religion. For the most part, 92% of people are Catholic, which is Christian. Only 20% attend Mass. So even though 92% are Christian or Catholic, they don't really go to church for the most part. But they do go for weddings, funerals, and major feasts. 2% are Protestant, 2% are Jewish, and 4% are other. Argentina also has the largest population of Muslims in Latin America. Language. The official language is Spanish. Spanish is spoken a little different because the accent sounds like Italian, and they have some Italian words in it. There's also many other languages spoken in Argentina, such as Italian, German, and English, and French. Government. Argentina has a republic government. Cristina Kirchner has been the president since 2007. Amado Boudou is the vice president. The president and vice president are directly elected for a 4-year term. Labor Day. Labor Day is celebrated on May 1st. It is celebrated to recognize the people who fought for the working rights. Protesting is a really big part of the Argentinian culture, and many times they have pushed for legislative and law changes through protesting. They love to protest, and they do a very good job at it. In 1897, workers were killed for demanding better working conditions and hours. These protests began to spread nationwide, and some factories were shut down because of it. So that's why May 1st is the day that it's commemorated. Argentina is rich in natural resources. Their gross domestic product is $445 billion. They're known for forests, agriculture, mining, and fishing. They also have gas and petroleum and uranium reserves, which helps them make money because they sell it to other countries. And the Andes Mountains give Argentina copper, tin, lead, zinc, gold, silver, and uranium. So they do have a lot of miners, and mining is a popular profession in the mountainous areas. Sports. Their main sport is football, or soccer is what we call it. Argentina won the World Cup in 1978 and 1986. Polo, basketball, volleyball, and rugby are also popular sports in Argentina. It is the 30th largest country in the world due to all the people that live in it. They became their own country in 1816. The official currency or the money is called the peso. And they love watching movies in Argentina. So I'm going to go back and show you the flag. Argentina has a pretty flag. It's 2 stripes of blue and 1 stripe of white in the middle and a sun. And we will continue learning about Argentina. We are learning about the gauchos next. The next aspect about Argentina and their culture that we will learn is about gauchos. Repeat after me, gauchos. That is the term used for the men that were considered the cowboys of the South American plains. They played an important role in the development of Argentina and Uruguay. As you can see in the map, Argentina is the southernmost country of South America, and it's on the east side. It is bordered by Chile, Paraguay, Uruguay, and Brazil. The gauchos had origin of mixed Spanish and native Indian blood, which meant that many of them came from families where half of their family was from Spain and half of them were natives that were already in Argentina prior to the arrival of the Spaniards. They're skillful horse riders. They made their living by catching wild cattle and selling their hides in illegal trading markets. Sometimes they worked on cattle ranches called estancias. For that reason, they love having cattle, cows, horses, and other animals. They were skilled with the knife and bola. The knife and bola is designed with rope, rocks, as you can see here in the diagram, and they would hold by a center knot and twirl the bola over their head and then release it to their target when they were hunting. The decline of the gauchos occurred when they refrigerated ships led to the development of the meat industry. So instead of needing to hunt as much, they would purchase meat from other suppliers that had them with ice, and they kept them fresh with ice and salt. So the gauchos weren't as needed anymore. Part of the reason why in Argentina meats are such a big part of their diet was because the gauchos established that back in the day when they would hunt, and they eat many varieties of meat. And barbecue or barbacoa is a very popular way of cooking the meats. There's different styles of barbacoa, but they're very famous for it worldwide. Cattle raising and big business led to the end of the gauchos' way of life, although others still hold on to living out in the country and living that lifestyle.
In the countryside of Argentina, cowboy life has scarcely changed over the past 3 centuries. The gaucho is a hero here, a legendary figure, larger than life. But these are the real gauchos, men who still live this life, the way of the gaucho. If there is such a thing as a classic gaucho, it is Don Jose Anzola. He believes solitude helps preserve the purest form of gaucho life.
If I couldn't live in the campo, the countryside, an unthinkable thought. I don't know what I'd do. I'd rather live in a shack out here than in a palace in the city. There's too much I'd miss. The sound of hoofbeats, the birds at dawn, sipping mate in the clean air. No city has that.
Argentina, virtually the last refuge of this lifestyle, is home to nearly 150,000 gauchos. Their herds thrive in this sea of grass, which means that a gaucho's work is never done.
The struggle against nature is very beautiful, though difficult. In winter, it's cold and wet from morning to night. In summer, brutally hot. But somehow, it all gives me strength. It nourishes my soul.
The life of a gaucho is one of adaptation to a climate, to a landscape, and to an ageless way of life that even now sustains them. Every day, the gauchos round up their herds. It's the best way to check whether one of them has been injured while out grazing. Mac Hines is the 3rd generation of his family to farm cattle. His grandfather came to Argentina from England and started out with just 1 cow. Today, Mac Hines has 3,000. He's especially known for his valuable breeding bulls, which he even sells abroad. While his cattle graze on one part of the land, he lets the other grasslands grow wild again. It's an environmentally friendly method that's become relatively rare in Argentina.
I can only protect the environment if I can still continue my work and breed my animals. We have to find a balance between farming, which does as little damage to nature as possible, and conservation that doesn't conflict with our business. Otherwise, it's just not going to work.
The Pampas here in northeastern Argentina are vast plains, grasslands with a subtropical climate and very fertile soil. There are many regional species here not found on other continents, like the South American version of the ostrich, the nandu. And the area still supports literally millions of cattle. Steak from Argentina is exported all over the world and is a major factor in the national economy. But conservationists like Gustavo Moreno have long been observing a worrying trend. Since the 90s, thousands of hectares of forest have been planted up, mainly with fast-growing pines and eucalyptus trees. The reforestation initiative is subsidized by the state, and the wood is a lucrative business.
The Argentinian grasslands have always been farmed in a way that maximizes profit, but it's not very sustainable. It's mostly not been local trees that were planted, but species from other parts of the world. The farmers want to plant whatever earns them the most money, of course. So the grasslands got only secondary consideration, if at all.
Gustavo Moreno runs an organization called Aves Argentinas. Its aim is to protect birds. While looking for a way to protect the grasslands, he received support from an unexpected source. It was cattle farmers like Patricia and Mac Heines who most wanted to help.
We were looking for a model that allowed both conservation on the one hand and production, for example, cattle farming on the other. We noticed that many of the areas where we spotted threatened species of birds also had cattle ranches. So it was clear that farming and conservation were not mutually exclusive and that coexistence is perfectly possible.
So the conservationists joined forces with the cattle farmers and set up the Grasslands Alliance. Because the farmers now always leave a part of their land to grow wild, species that had become quite rare here are now starting to appear again, like the long-tailed tyrant, a small lowland bird.
As members of the Alliance, we've learned how we can preserve what we have without too much effort. And because we love nature more than anything, we always believed right from the start that it would work.
But of course, the family still needs to earn money to finance the farm and everything that goes with it. Here, the conservationists have been able to help the farmers by coming up with a new business idea. A couple of years ago, the Heines started opening up their farm for visitors and tourists. Today, they have a group of bird lovers from the local area.
I've been really impressed. With an idea that's been well thought through, we're able to earn significant amounts on the side. And at the same time, it gives us a good reason to let some parts of our land go wild.
Gustavo Moreno and his team teach the farmers about ornithology so they can then pass on their knowledge to visitors. For today's group, the visit is a real highlight. At the farm, they can experience pretty much everything the Pampas have to offer.
We're learning so much about the birds, their markings, their different beaks, and how they behave in the wild, but also where they build their nests or how they do dances to attract a mate. These trips are always something very special for me, in a spiritual sense as well.
People experience here a very unspoiled and traditional Argentinian setting. And they enjoy seeing things that they aren't always aware of so much otherwise. like the animals and especially the birds. If you look at them through binoculars or a zoom lens, you start to spot really beautiful things, like all these things we've seen today.
At the end of the day, the visitors are served asado, original Argentinian beef cooked on a charcoal grill. The meat is from the farm. The conservationists also certify that the cattle farmers' meat is organic, so they earn more when they sell it at the market. Another plus for the cattle farmers, the conservationists, and for Argentina's pampas.
So we have reached the end of the lesson. So we are going to discuss ¿Qué aprendiste hoy? What did you learn today? First, we went over the days of the week. Los días de la semana. And how to say today is, yesterday was, tomorrow will be. We also learned about el clima. Sol, sun, lluvia, rain, nieve, snow, nubes, clouds. Hace sol means it's sunny, and so on. And last, we learned about Argentina, which is the country in the south part of South America. And we learned that they have las pampas, the plains, and los gauchos, they're cowboys. We will continue learning about Argentina next week. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Adios.